with a very beautiful English sentence. We are going to start our discussion today. But before that, let us see what we found in the part 3 of the lesson Indigo. At the last point of the part 3, we found that Gandhi was summoned by a district court in Motihari after he had refused to obey the government's order to leave Champaran. And as a consequence, what happened? Gandhi was restless, and he asked his friends like Rajendra Prasad to bring some other influential people from Bihar and to come to Motihari. And then you see, in today's discussion, the first sentence is this one, beautiful sentence you see. Morning found the town of Motihari black with peasants. Morning found the town of Motihari black with peasants. Certain authors sometimes they write, they exercise their mastery over language in such a way that, see, if you go for the linguistic, the common grammatical order of words in a sentence, it is a bit amusing. Morning found. Morning is the subject. It means morning found something. Morning found the town of Motihari black with peasants. But the author here means to say that in the morning it was found that the town of Motihari was black with peasants. In the morning it was found. Instead of that, the author says, morning found the town of Motihari black with peasants. Black with peasants, what is it? Black with peasants means, at the initial part we found in Indigo that Gandhi said this Rajkumar Shukla went to him in Lucknow and he looked emaciated. Peasants are really, although they contribute a lot for the economic progress, they contribute a lot in our a lot towards our life. But these people are really very neglected, and they suffer from malnutrition. They do not have sufficient chances of getting nutritious food or taking care of themselves. So they are supposed to look thin and sick, and there is no charm or glamour in their body usually. So this blackness is associated with the peasants, that's why. That all the peasants from the neighboring area came to Motihari, came near the court, and because of their presence in large number, there was blackness all around. The town became black with peasants. They did not know Gandhi's record in South Africa. They had merely heard. So Gandhi already had been to South Africa. He was there as a lawyer, and that record, these people, they did not know about these things. They have just heard that someone called Mahatma, who has come to help us, who has come to rescue us from the tyrannical British landlords. But he himself is now in trouble. This is what they have come to know. So merely means only, just, only. They did not know Gandhi's record in South Africa. They had merely heard that a Mahatma who wanted to help them was in trouble with the authorities. Their spontaneous demonstration in thousands around the courthouse was the beginning of their liberation from fear of the British. Spontaneous demonstration. Spontaneous demonstration. Spontaneous means something that happens automatically, something that happens of its own, something that happens without any force, etc. For example, if I asked in the class that I want one boy to come immediately, who is ready to come out immediately and stand by me, then if a boy immediately raises his hand, says, I am ready, this means his response is spontaneous. No one forced him, no one told him go, stand up. He did not hesitate. He immediately raised his hand. It is a spontaneous response. Spontaneous means something that happens automatically, that happens immediately without any force. Demonstration is, we can call it that protest. When you are not happy with something, with some steps taken by the government, you make a protest, you demonstrate before the DC office or somewhere, and then you chant slogans like Inqilab, Jindabad, etc. and we want justice, cholbena, these things you'll say. So, spontaneous demonstration means these people from around Motihari, no one, nowadays, you can see there are complaints against political parties, they make huge crowd of people and they send buses, people are hired, etc. But see what happened there. These people came spontaneously. Their demonstration, their protest was spontaneous. They came of their own choice. The moment they came to know that someone called Mahatma, he is in trouble and he actually had come to help us. So these people came and their spontaneous demonstration in thousands, in large number, in thousands of, their number were thousands. And their demonstration was around the courthouse. And the author said this was the beginning of their liberation. Liberation means freedom. They are now going to get liberated. They are going to get freedom. Liberation from what? Liberation from fear of the British. So long, Indian people, especially those poor peasants, they were afraid of the British. They thought British are the all-powerful, we are poor people. They did not have the courage to speak out. The only way for them was to hire an advocate and go to court. But Gandhi said going to law courts is useless unless fear is taken away from your mind, unless fear is removed from your heart. And this is what is happening. This spontaneous demonstration by the thousands of sharecroppers in front of the courthouse, no one forced them, no one campaigned to them, and no one sent any bus or any vehicle to them. They came of their own choice, and this is the beginning of their liberation from the fear of the British. This was the major issue for Gandhi, that unless people's minds are free from fear, going to courts are useless. First thing is to remove fear from your heart, and this is the beginning of that. People have shown their courage, they have come in large number, and they are protesting against what the government was doing towards Gandhi. Then what happened? The officials felt powerless without Gandhi's cooperation. What an irony you see. Gandhi is the person against whom there was a complaint. Gandhi was the person who was summoned to appear in the court. And now again Gandhi is the person who had to help the British police to regulate the court, regulate the crowd. The crowd was so huge in number that the police found it difficult to regulate them. So they wanted Gandhi's help now. And then what happened? He helped them regulate the crowd. He was polite and friendly. Gandhi was not arrogant. Any other person might have said, "Oh, now you are seeing, you had complained against me, you have called me here, I have come and see my followers." And any other person in place of Gandhi might instigate also his supporters. But Gandhi did not do it. He was following the dictum. He was very polite and very friendly, and he helped the police to regulate the crowd. He was giving them concrete proof that their might, hitherto dreaded and unquestioned, could be challenged by Indians. But Gandhi was able to send one message by this incident in the courthouse. What was the message? He was giving the British people concrete proof. Concrete means real. Here it means real. It means something really, something quite visible, something quite clear. What proof was Gandhi giving to the British? He was giving them concrete proof that their might, this is not the past form of may. Don't think it is may and might. No, this might is noun. It means power. From might we have the word mighty. Mighty is the adjective. Might is noun, power. Gandhi was giving the British people very clear proof. What proof? That their power, the power of the British, which was hitherto. Hitherto means till that time. Till that time, yes, till that time the British power was considered to be really very dreaded. People used to dread it. People were afraid of the British power. No one was able to put a question. No one had the courage to ask, to say something against the British power. But now Gandhi was giving the British government the proof that you see, so long, what happened? You thought your power is endless. You thought you are all powerful. You thought no one can question your power. You thought everyone was afraid of your power. But now what you have realized is that your power, your might can also be challenged by Indians. This was the proof that Gandhi was giving to the British officials by means of this huge crowd. Then the government actually summoned Gandhi, but these people, when they came to know this thing that Gandhi was summoned, they came of their own choice. They demonstrated, and in this way, the power of the Indians, that they are no longer afraid of the British power, was proved. The government was baffled. Baffled means confused. The government could not decide what to do. The government was baffled. And then what happened? What to do? How to give the judgment then? It is a difficult task to pronounce judgment. The government was baffled. The prosecutor means government lawyer. Prosecutor, government lawyer. In this Gandhi's case, Gandhi was the offender. There was a case against Gandhi, and the case was filed by the government officials. So, prosecutor is the lawyer of the government side. The government lawyer is called prosecutor. The very government prosecutor, he requested, what did he request? He requested the judge to postpone the trial. Postpone. Postpone means to defer. Why to defer? Why to postpone the trial? You summon someone, the person is now there in the court, he has come, he is ready, you have to give judgment. But the reason is that they found so many people outside in support of Gandhi, those people are protesting, and they were afraid that if they pronounce a judgment and they say that Gandhi should go to jail, then these people can do anything. For the first time, the British government was getting this kind of signs. And if they say no, go, Gandhi is free, then also this is also not that healthy on their part. This also will be a disgrace on their part. So they were confused. The prosecutor himself requested the judge to postpone the trial. Apparently, the authorities wished to consult their superiors. The very court, the judges themselves, they decided that they had to talk to their boss, they had to talk to their superior authorities before giving a judgment. This was the situation. Then what happened? Gandhi protested against the delay. Delay means being late. Gandhi said, why delay? You summoned me to come to court, I have come, there is a charge against me. So you continue the trial, give the judgment, I am ready. Gandhi protested against the delay. He said, why delay? He read a statement, Gandhi read out a statement pleading guilty. Pleading means justifying his stand. Gandhi read out a statement in which he himself said that yes, I agree, I am guilty, I was wrong. Very surprising, no? Gandhi read out a statement in which he himself said that he was guilty. Why? He was involved, he told the court, in a conflict of duties. This is very important. Conflict of duties. Conflict of duties. Gandhi told the court that yes, I was wrong. I agree. I should get punishment. And what I did was that I was actually in a conflict of duties. What is the conflict of duty? A conflict of duty. Conflict means, clash, a fight. Conflict of duty means when there are two duties which are equally important. You have to perform both the duties. But there is a clash. What is the clash? That the situation is such that you cannot do both of them. Both the duties are equally important. You must do both of them. But the situation is such that you can either do one. If you do one, you have to give up the other. So what to do now? Which one to leave and which one to perform? That is a situation that is called a conflict of duties. Gandhi said, I was involved in a conflict of duties. What was Gandhi's conflict of duties? What was it? He said, his first duty was, there are two duties on his part and he could not do both of them, although he was supposed to do both of them. First duty was, he said, not to set a bad example as a lawbreaker. What is this? Let us see the meaning of this. When the police superintendent's messenger handed over to Gandhi an instruction that Gandhi should leave Champaran immediately. What did he do? He received it and he said, I have received it. At the same time he wrote, I am going to disobey the order. As a responsible, conscious and reasonable citizen of a country, everyone's job is to obey orders that are meant for social peace, for maintaining social peace. An official, the superintendent of police has sent an instruction that you leave Champaran immediately. You are saying, I have got the information but I am not going to obey it. This means that you have broken the law. As an educated fellow, as a responsible and reasonable citizen of the country, you should have obeyed law. But instead of obeying, you have disobeyed it. And by disobeying, you are setting a bad example before the public. So Gandhi said, his first duty was not to set a bad example as a lawbreaker. He had broken law. But by breaking law, he has set a bad example before the people. His duty was not to do so. His duty was to obey. This was one duty that he had for him. Another duty was, he said, on the other hand, to render the humanitarian and national service for which he had come. Why did he come from all this long way from Gujarat to Bihar? Why did he come? He came to offer humanitarian service. This humanitarian service that he had come to offer, that was also one of his two duties. Because these people were sufferers, these people were helpless, and someone wanted Gandhi's intervention, someone wanted Gandhi's help. So he has come to help his brothers in Bihar. This was a humanitarian job, and that also he said, it was humanitarian and national service. Humanitarian and national service. So two duties he had to perform. Now see the conflict. If he had to follow the first one, not to set a bad example, he should have obeyed the government's order and he should have left Champaran immediately. In that case, service to the poor people in Champaran would have been impossible. But if he wants to provide service, offer service to the people in Champaran, then there is no other option. He had to disobey the order. Obeying both the orders, doing both the duties was not possible on his part. He had to choose between the two. So he had chosen the second one and he had ignored the first one. That was his offense. He said, he disregarded the order to leave. Yes, the order to leave Champaran he disregarded. He rejected it. He disobeyed it. This is not a good thing. And why did he do it? He said, not for want of respect for lawful authority. Here the word want means absence or lack. Want of disregard. Want of, not for want of respect. Want of respect means lack of respect or absence of respect. When Gandhi disobeyed the official's order to leave Champaran, he said that it was not because he had less respect for the authority. It was not because he did not have any respect for the lawful authority. Respect he of course had. Then why did he disobey it? But in obedience to the higher law of our being. He said, legal authority I respect, but there is another legal authority that is much higher than this legal authority of human code. What is this? That higher authority is our conscience. We are human beings. We have conscience. This conscience, our good sense, this conscience was influencing me more. It was dominating my feeling, my sense, and that's why I found that since I could not do both of them, disregarding the government official's order, or the order of the superintendent of police to leave Champaran, that I can do. I can reject it. Disobeying it will not be as bad as leaving these helpless people in this situation. So he found that helping these people was of much higher necessity than obeying that order of the superintendent of police. So he said that it was not because he did not have any respect for the legal authorities, And then he said, okay, I have made a mistake, I have committed an offense, I did not follow the government order, I am guilty. Penalty, give me punishment, give the judgment. The magistrate announced that he would pronounce sentence. Pronounce means he will give the verdict. Sentence here means, the word sentence here does not mean the sentences we write. Sentence means judgment. Another meaning of sentence is judgment. The magistrate announced that he would pronounce sentence after 2 hour recess. Recess means break. After 2 hour recess, and asked Gandhi to furnish bail for those 120 minutes. See the interesting thing. 2 hours, after 2 hours recess, the magistrate will pronounce the judgment. And then he said that Gandhi, during those 2 hours, instead of saying 2 hours, he said 120 minutes. 2 hours and 120 minutes at the same time, same thing. The magistrate could have said Gandhi should furnish bail for those 2 hours. Instead of saying 2 hours, he is saying 120 minutes. It's the same thing, but the author is telling it in 2 different ways. Why? Possibly because it is just to bring some kind of beauty to his writing. Might be the author thought that you people will be bored after reading all these long articles, and maybe after reading all this, if you feel bored, then this will bring some smile on your face. It will be something very amusing. So, government said, the magistrate said, after 2 hours break, I will pronounce the judgment, and during those 2 hours, Gandhi should furnish bail. Gandhi said, why bail? I am not asking for bail. I have come here. I agree. I have done the wrong, and I should get punishment. Pronounce the judgment. Why are you delaying? You are delaying. I don't say that you should delay. Delay is because of you only. I should not ask for. I am not going to ask for bail. Then Gandhi refused to furnish bail. Then the judge released him without bail. So when the court reconvened, the judge said he would not deliver the judgment for several days. Meanwhile, he allowed Gandhi to remain at liberty. When the court sat again, the judge said, no, I am not able to give judgment today. I will give the judgment after several days. And during this time, what will happen to Gandhi? They said Gandhi is at liberty. Gandhi is free to move. He can go. This means this was the first defeat of the British in the court. That they could not go for the judgment. They did not have the courage to announce the judgment. And that's why what happened is that Gandhi was released, but the judgment is still pending. The court may give judgment at any time. Then what happened, we will find in the next part. Thank you very much.